Yeah, these clouds are rolling in. All of the weather's coming towards us from the right, and it's moving this way. So all of this low clouds and rain. This is the last flight we'll be doing over to this side of the island, almost certainly today. The weather will come in. So you got it just in the nick of time. Look how close it is.
It's really cool to see from up here what we saw yesterday on our drive around this side of the island.
Yep. You did Highway 19 then, I guess.
Across the, yes, right past the military stuff.
Oh, the saddle, yep, okay.
Didn't come up and around, we came across and went to Rainbow Falls in the morning. And
got it.
then up to
Akaka. Up this way, Akaka's over here, yep. Did you by chance do the 4-mile scenic loop down here, the scenic
We
detour?
did, yes. I have this app thing, that Gypsy Guide, and it was wonderful. It told us about it. I had no idea it was even there, and it said, oh, take this little route, and it was so cool.
It's magical. Yeah.
It really is. It's like being in a different world.
Yep, it's right up here in this area we're coming up in. There's a botanical gardens down in there that's really nice too. I love this side of the island. I mean, if it weren't for two things. One, I work on the other side of the island, and two, I'm not so sure I'd be okay with the rain after a while.
I couldn't live with that rain either.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Look at she's starting to see waterfalls on the shoreline down in here too. They're kind of all over the place. We'll see them as we're going. To me, these are the appetizers. They're pretty good. There's a bunch of waterfalls here, but compared to where we're going, these are little babies. We'll see the big ones. We'll get up close to them as well.
For you and I, our eyes have met, our lips not yet. While I'm up on the volcano, I'm gonna get you, yeah. In the makeup one, oh, lay apart.
Are those reefs like in the water?
So this is from the runoff. See the waterfall there? From all the runoff, a lot of crud gets in the water. I don't know, sea foam and other weird things. It just creates this coloring. Now you can see up on the shoreline there's reef and rocks, real close. But the stuff closer to us is just stuff in the water. There's an old sugar mill down here on the left. And they've converted it into a biofuel plant right here. And so you see to the left and behind there's all those logs stacked up. They're going to be burning the logs, turn them into electricity. That's the idea. But it's on hold. They just finished building it I think maybe last 6 months or a year ago. And they still can't turn it on though because they got hung up in some sort of legal thing where it's something about the environmental impact and the smoke that was going to come out and all. I don't know. But they invested an awful lot of money to build that thing and they can't turn it on.
Like the Shoreham Nuclear Power Plant on Long Island by us.
Is that what happened? Something like that?
Back in the 70s, they built this entire nuclear power plant and never actually ran it at more than like 1%.
Wow. That's... how does that happen? Like how?
We figured out too late. We lived on an island and there was no way to safely escape if ever it had a problem.
Yeah. Wow. The worst thing about this power plant we just passed back there, the worst thing about the fact that they can't turn it on is that was the Hail Mary, like the third attempt to find a solution for the eucalyptus tree farms they put out here. So you see on the left those real tall grove of trees that's narrow and goes up the hill? Now that's eucalyptus trees, and actually to the left of it's coffee. But there's more of it coming. This is just one tiny little strip of eucalyptus. There's literally millions more eucalyptus trees coming up. We're headed this way. Yeah, they seem some, and there's more and more and more and more. It keeps going. But the eucalyptus were one of the replacements for the sugarcane when the sugarcane went away. And the idea was paper originally. We could turn them into paper. The problem is we need a paper mill, and paper mills smell bad, and that got protested right away, and they never built the paper mill. So plan B, well, okay, let's just cut the tree down and ship them to China was the decision. And they did. They cut them down and started sending them to China. And that worked for about 2 years. And then China stopped buying the trees. So now they're on to plan C. Now this is the trees have been fully grown and matured and ready to be cut down for 10 years at this point. And now they're stuck on a biofuel plant that they invested, all the farmers, I don't know if they put together or whatever, but they invested in this biofuel plant and they can't turn it on. Still waiting.
When we were on Maui, they were telling us that the eucalyptus trees are not endemic to the area, and they're actually damaging over there because there was taking like the water and everything for the trees. Is that similar here? Are they?
Maybe, I don't know. Possibly. I know they're not a native tree, that's for sure. And they're in clusters wherever they are.
Right,
you know, those areas.
Like
Yeah, those areas it may be a problem, but in the end of the day, that it's the farmer's property, and the farmers want money out of their trees. You know, I think, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. I think they're still all hoping they can turn that plant on and start burning them. And will it just be a one-time thing? Will they cut them down and switch to something else, or will they cut them down and regrow them? I don't know. I doubt they would regrow them. If I was a farmer and I waited all this time and I finally could cut them down and sell them, I'd be like, I'm done. Something else now. See the waterfalls on the shoreline down here?
Clock ticks faster on these days, yeah. And ticking talks slow.
I love the Hamakua coast. When it rains over here just about as much as it does in Hilo too, it's just not at the moment.
Try to relate.
Used to be so much sugarcane, all of this. In fact, the highway today runs over top of the old rail line that was providing service for the sugarcane industry. And oh, this 4-mile scenic loop you went on? That's part of the original highway, the old highway, before they moved it onto the rail line. There's segments of that that are still available to drive on, but a lot of it now is just the new one. I mean,